and how much recording time I actually want to put into it. So I've dismantled my eye of Agamotto, and I was debating earlier, thinking about the time stone as last seen when Dr. Strange was holding it in the Infinity War movie. But maybe I had a stone in my collection that was about that size and shape. Here's my previously altered eye. Now I think this is going to be a little bit tall for this cover to fit on there. So I took out the extra glue and the original glow-in-the-dark paint material that was on there, because I want this to be really bright. And I have to go with this one or something else. Fortunately, this is clear enough to where when it dries, the surface, if it's not perfectly smooth and has a few bubbles, it'll help spread the light out, and I can make the glue look like a stone there in the center. So I'll make sure the LED is centered. Well, the original hole I made wasn't entirely centered, but I did trim it down some. Many of these toy and prop metal pieces are a magnesium alloy and can be trimmed and shaped by a piece of steel, stainless steel in this case, or some. Well, I don't think this is literally stainless steel. They claim it is these days, but it's not the stainless steel I remember from Metal Shop. It's zinc or nickel plated crap. Because once they lose their edge, they're next to impossible to sharpen again, and real stainless steel is not impossible to sharpen. Okay, so I gotta check depth here. Haven't had lunch yet, so my hands are a little shaky. It's too thick. Okay. Calcite that some fool tried to sell me as topaz, but the price was low enough to where it was okay. It always feels this way when it's been acid cleaned. How do I know? I've done it myself. Alright. Now in craftsmanship, bracing yourself with a sharp instrument will keep you from cutting yourself and damaging your art piece. So I keep my muscles flexed. That way, if something gives, I end up stopping myself because I have an isometric use of my muscles, rather than just pushing one way and then going. I've got enough scars. Which have faded nicely over the years. That takes away from the genuineness of the stories I have to tell about my past injuries. I don't want to make it absolutely perfect. So few people pay that close attention anyway. Got a little bit of glue left in there. Got most of it out. I got sharp eyesight. Except for up close, but of course I got my glasses on. And I'm talking too much. Alright, let's see. This was put together with clear glue, and I had to go over it carefully and missed a piece. Turn it so the light reflects off of it so I can see where the adhesive is, and then pick it off very carefully as I'm bracing my hand in every way possible. On the table, on my thumb, on this. You can't finish your great ideas if you got a gaping wound. There it goes. Alright. Do I have any stones flat enough? Oh, I do have some gypsum. Stones like to break the way they want to break and not the way you want them to break. You have to exercise intuition and great caution. Patience. A lot of patience. Try to make this round. Also being careful will result in having this much more clear. If you scratch it all up, then it becomes opaque. Well, actually, translucent is the word I meant to use. Because from transparent to translucent, you want transparent. Cheap new joke. It's not mean, it's just punny. Kid says to a friend at school, "My mom's become transparent. My mom's become transparent." Or my dad, or whatever. And the other kid asks, "How did that happen?" The kid answers, she had a sex change. Transparent. It's gonna be nice. That's about the right size. Thank you, Nature Kingdom. I'll return this to the wild, toss it out into the yard. A little more trimmed off the top. Just a little bit flatter. Got one high side here. Make sure all the moisture from your skin and oils are completely wiped off. Otherwise you'll screw up your adhesive. Open carefully. Never want those things spewing on you. If it does start doing that, let some air in. Move, damn it! I hate it when they glue the tops on. Squeeze the extra air out a little bit. Fasten this, release, it sucks the glue back in. Alright. Damn, getting stringy on me. Don't trust that shit. Lords of Chaos will screw this up as often as they can. Alright. Got control again. Let the glue settle. Stop shaking. It sucks getting older. I used to be so steady I can thread a needle without my hands touching each other. Make sure that glue gets pulled back in. Otherwise it ends up on there, and when you put the cap on it spreads and glues it on. Just enough there. Okay, some edges have more than the others. Give it a couple of little turns to spread the glue around. Oh yeah. That's for the beauty of it. I'm leaving this turned on. One more check. I think I could use a little more glue on that. Nah, that was a bad idea. I wanted to see if the LED was still centered. It is. It's a little more like rubber when it dries. Not too hard to remove. It's a fabric adhesive. You don't have to worry about it permanently sticking to your skin. But as far as cloth goes, yes, it does. Oh, you son of a horse hoof. A little more along the sides. Too much is coming out. Might originally think having shaky hands would suck. It makes it easy to brush your teeth. Come on, suck that glue in. That's better. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. And you gotta glue that dries quickly. You want to apply it to each surface when it's freshest and don't apply it to just one piece and then put that piece up against the other piece. You want to have the strongest of it. Hard to find the right words. Let me see. Damn it, I usually don't shake this much. There's that coffee I had earlier. That way, it's like pairing bicycle tubes. You put a little glue on the tire and a little glue on the patch, and then you stick them together. I'll put a little word for that. I need to make sure I got these in the right place. Okay, that piece goes up. Because I don't have them marked, it's going to make this really tedious. Fortunately, there's a couple of ridges of metal to keep this from going in too far. I removed the original adhesive, so I don't really have any markers as to where to apply this. Top. That's still sticking up some. And I wanted to. Come on. Come on. Stay there. Pull it off fast so you don't create a spider web, a glue web. So what inspired me doing this was that I wanted a separate handheld stone. Crap. That would mean getting a rock of some kind and putting a light behind it, which means battery and bulk and attaching and all that. I'm not satisfied with this. I'll probably end up making a mess, but at least it's not too hard to clean up. All of your cosplay or costume or prop work really early. Well, it's a guaranteed way to destroy it is to not get it done early and to rush at the last minute, try to throw it together, and you can absolutely destroy it that way. That concludes this little crafting session. Ain't that a beauty? Alright, now you can actually see me stitching with a blue thread in front of a white shirt. This is the robe from my Doctor Strange outfit.
material here. To prove to the non-believers that I can hand stitch material, that I handmade my costume. I remember I gotta make an alteration to my pants so that the leg wrappings stay on. Let's see. Don't stab me finger. Don't want blood stains that linger. Naturally artistic and crafts oriented. My parents had a degree of talent that they inherited in those areas. And my mother handmade a lot of stuff, and I watched and learned and practiced. Self-reliance is really good for self-esteem. Self-esteem should never depend on other people. Just allow it to add to it. I wonder why so many costume shops sell undersized items for full-grown adults. Angel wings, battle axes, all that stuff. They're always small and wimpy and look gaudy. Well, the wings actually look pretty good, but they're way too damn small. Get older, you get finer with age, like an aged wine, but you start getting the dexterity of one who's been drinking it. This is a satin robe. It's very slick. Sheer satin. Looking sleek. And also chic. Next, to get that knot up against the ending there, where you cut it off. You want a knot right up against the cloth, and you cut it off just above it. Get the needle in there for leverage. Yeah. Pull it down. Oh, it's not sliding anymore. And pull that sucker through. This is too damn small for you to see, especially with this low resolution shit. If your knot ends up too high, the way you handle that, especially if you have double layered cloth, actually is practically necessary. Push the needle in between a couple of pieces of cloth, run it through, pull that extra piece of thread with that knot on it, hide the knot underneath, and clip it off at the surface. Able to thread the needle, you need a nice clean cut, so that's why I wrap her on my finger, pull it tight, pull it not super tight, just a little bit. A little moisture on it. Must be a million women and 1,000 men who have something in books or online telling you how to do this. So I'm not going to make an instructional cut. I missed a spot. This thread is doubled, so there's an occasion which one little piece, one of the two threads won't pull all the way through, so you end up with slack. Unsightly slack. One thread pulls, one half of the thread pulls through faster than the other. I'll show you again the way I did this. There. 2 strands. Double strand. Cut off the excess. Alright, that's already trying to tangle up. So, put your finger in it. Come here, needle. Little pain in the ass.
Only if you see it on me.
Guide it, keep it open. When it's short, take your finger out. I wish there were more specifications on the stage area, competition stage area. It would be really cool to have my cloak of levitation lowered on wire, make it look like it's floating, have it come down to me, and then I don it with grace. Black light for special effects, magical visualization. Everybody uses the English language so badly, it's rubbing off on me. I don't mean visualization. Let's see. Optical effects. Other people ask, how long does it take to make a costume? Well, it'd be rather obsessive compulsive if I had a stopwatch which I clicked every time I started and stopped my work. This needle is feeling dull. Come on. Every once in a while you make it to a seam in the cloth and it's thicker and harder, and you gotta notice that and work around it. Come on. Folklore. A stitch in time saves 9. A stitch to your damaged garment done on time saves you from 9 stitches later on. I like to think about the meaning of things and use cliches properly. Don't just throw them around mindlessly. Even these college-educated news reporters are screwing up the language. I can say screwing up because I don't have a college degree. I'd like to see one of those rich, arrogant suckers stitch together his own 3-piece suit. See what he's worth then. Hold it any way you can. Make some space between your fingers. Brace it on both sides. Just stitch long and prosper. Don't get careless in this work. When you run into a little problem, when you're fumbling a little bit, slow down or stop, double check it, have patience to make the corrections. Then move on. Introverts are far better at this than extroverts because they can mentally occupy themselves while doing such work. You're perfectly fine with not having high activity or high stimulation around you all at one time. Come on. If you have trouble, use something flat and smooth. Push the head of the needles and stick a finger in your thumb, or stick a hole in your thumb. If you get anxious or desperate, never speed up. You'll make it worse. The only thing you can do if you're getting that way is simplify your method.